I see many people who plan their work and then plan the planning. For large and complex projects, some degree of planning is justified. But most of the preparation simply represents a delay tactic, in which the delay itself creates new work.
Welcome to Create New Futures, a show about thought-provoking ideas and practices you can use to create and shape your future in life and in business. Join Aviv Shahar, author and innovation strategy consultant, as he shares his proven strategies that have helped clients create breakthrough results. Aviv has guided executives at Fortune 100 companies, and now he wants to help you.
Welcome to Create New Futures. This is Aviv with a new episode, and this one is titled The 72-Hour Rule Revisited and the OKR Methodology. First, let me apologize for not being exact enough in my previous explanation of the 72-hour rule, by failing to sufficiently emphasize the urgency of the last step. I feel that I've let you down. Some time ago, I wrote a key to alert you to the existence of the learning window that opens when you encounter a new practice, a new strategy, a new approach, and a new skill. I suggested that you have 72 hours to make a new learning your own, and I described the 4 stages you must go through to do that. First, you receive the new learning. Second, you understand and validate the practice you've learned. Third, you apply the learning by running water through the pipes of that new practice or new learning. And fourth, you teach the new knowledge and practice to everyone in your environment. In retrospect, I missed the mark by failing to underscore the acute urgency of moving without delay to teach the new knowledge to others. If you don't apply and teach someone the new practice you have acquired inside the 72-hour window, you likely have aborted the learning and development cycle and lost the opportunity for change generated by the new learning. Unless you apply the learning right away, it loses its power to mobilize development. That is why you must operate with tremendous urgency. Since our digital experiences have reduced our habitual attention span to about 10 or 11 seconds, or even shorter, you must act right now. Last November, I was speaking with Idan, my advisor on Aviv Consulting, about the OKR methodology. That's the methodology that focuses on objectives and key results developed by Andy Grove at Intel and used throughout Google. During that conversation, we decided to implement the learning by exercising the OKR muscle immediately. On the spot, we articulated my 2019 objectives and key results for my business. Since Idan is the CEO of his own company, Test Innovators, we also formulated his 2019 OKRs while the practicing muscle was still warm. I reflected to Idan that on a different occasion, the work we completed in 10 minutes probably would have taken 3 hours. He responded that it likely would have been more like 3 days, or more realistically, not come to fruition at all. At the risk of it sounding like a Zen koan, the lesson in this experience is that the time to do something is when you're doing it. The best time to engage in any activity, task, practice, and/or objective is when you already are inside that activity zone, when you're in the flow of that practice, when the neural circuitry is firing and as a specific set of connections and focus become apparent. The benefit of operating inside what I call the aerobic flow zone is that you enjoy momentous focus, which is different than the habitual attention span, because that zone of flow shuts out the noise. By implementing the learning without delay, you will be able to recreate it at will in the future. That's why it is so critical to move forward through these 4 stages of learning and enter stage 4, where you teach it to everybody in your environment. I see many people who plan their work and then plan the planning. For large and complex projects, some degree of planning is justified, but most of the preparation simply represents a delay tactic, in which the delay itself creates new work. In actuality, delay aborts the learning cycle and serves as an alibi for not changing and not driving forward with momentous possibility that appeared with the incidence of new learning. Delay simply creates an excuse, such as this was not an effective approach, or the project could not be implemented due to fatal flaw. The antidote to these delay tactics is to immediately implement the learning and teach it to others, thereby committing to and taking ownership of the learned approach and practice. Socrates offered that the unexamined life is not worth living. I double down on that with my own framing, which offers that a life that applies no learning is devoid of the joy of progress and development. Every day we face choice points about learning. Which do you love more? Maintaining the comfort of the status quo by repeating old ineffective habits, or creating better performance and results by stepping outside of your comfort zone? Now it's your turn. Turn the key. Eliminate delay tactics. When you experience delay excuses, cut through them by immediately implementing the new learning. You get the best results when you shrink the 72-hour rule to 72 minutes and take action right here, right now.
Thank you for listening. Aviv always encourages his clients to identify the 1 or 2 ideas they can move forward into action immediately. What will you capture and apply today? You can always begin with a small action and then build momentum over time. When you move forward from an idea to action, you get immediate ROI, return on the time you invested, and return of learning. And then the learning cycle builds the success propulsion. One more thing. You can reach Aviv directly by phone and email to discover how he can help you create a new future for your business and organization. Creating your new future can begin today.